Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Of course, we got a lot of drama going on right now with the fact that the United States seized an oil tanker that belonged to Venezuela, and we really don't have any real reason behind why they took it. They just took it, right? Because that's what America's doing now. America's doing shit like Russia. It's just coming through, taking shit. And they're kind of acting like, well, who gonna stop us from taking things? Good morning, 305. Good morning, Ida. That's what they're thinking. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Eves. Good morning. So I am not surprised. Hey, Connie. Good morning. I'm not surprised that America doing it because America, listen, conquering and taking shit that don't belong to them is as old as apple pie. You understand? When it comes to America, they love to take shit that don't belong to them. They love to take things that don't belong to them. It's the American way. Hey, Jan Jan. Hey, Sonia P. Good morning to you. Hey, Miss B. Miss B, y'all got any? Miss B, I think you cooked the cookies on Saturday. How long before your cookies was gone? They got rummaged through up in here. Good morning, Juicy. So, yeah, so I am not surprised at America doing the shit that it did. And that it's going to continue to do because I told y'all the stuff that you're watching your government do is white supremacy at work. That's white supremacy. All day, every day. You see Trump still trying to trigger black Americans. He can't do it because we're not feeding into the bullshit. Hey, Kim, good morning. We're not feeding it. Black people ain't feeding it. We're like, you can think whatever the fuck you want to think, Paw. We don't care because we're not going to feed that shit. Let everybody else run out there who want to march and do all that shit. Because I'm telling y'all, none of that's going to change nothing. Y'all see now that rich people they're trying to do all these mergers under the Trump administration. Why? Because government is for sale. And I can get whatever I want with this government. Do you think it makes sense for only two people to own all of our media? Do you really think that that's smart? Of course it's not smart. And that one deal where they want to buy stuff, that's including the Saudis. Oh yeah, they went and got money from the Saudis, and it includes Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law. The president's son-in-law. Again, I never want to hear nobody else in the conservative party ever again talk about law and order. I told y'all that law and order shit, that shit just designed to keep you in line. That's all. It's designed to keep you in line from pushing back on your government. It's coaching you, indoctrinating you into believing you just need to lay down and take whatever they do to you. No, you don't have to. This shit is insane, the stuff that we're seeing. They're consolidating companies, buying out companies, changing the rules along the way. Y'all going to learn. Y'all going to learn. This is a money grab for rich people. This is a huge money grab for rich people right now. Real talk. Like, did you see Trump in Pennsylvania? Can I ask y'all? I'm going to ask y'all a question, right? Hold on. I'm going to pull this up. Now, I don't know if some of y'all watched that rally that Trump had in Pennsylvania, but one of the things that Trump said was, y'all got to be willing, y'all got to accept that you need to live a lower standard of, you're going to have a lower standard of living now. That's what the president said. The president said you need to accept that now you are in a lower standard of living. You must accept it. So I am always interested in talking to MAGA. This is why I love to remind MAGA about how poor they are. Yeah, he said that. Trump said that. He said you have to be willing to accept. Yeah, he said Americans must learn to adjust to a lower standard of living. He said that at the rally that he had in Pennsylvania with all those people that were paid to be in there and clap and say, yay, I like being poor, yay. They were getting paid. Yep, he said girls should have 2 dolls instead of 12. He telling you, the government is telling you how many toys to buy your children. Remember, this is the party of small government. Remember that. This is the party of small government, telling you how many toys you can buy your own child, while rich people are making money hand over fist right now. It's okay for rich folks to make money. It's just not okay for you to be buying your children too many toys. See? Yep, he spent millions on golf, but he can do that, JC, because he's rich. See, we're one of the poors. So we're only here to serve rich people. Y'all ain't know. I've been telling y'all for the whole year. That's why he don't give a shit about whether if you got food, enough money to feed your family. He don't care. He's doing great. Him and his family are living high on the hog with your tax dollars. So he doesn't care about how it impacts you. He got what he wanted from you. He just wanted your vote. Hell, he even told you were stupid. He says he loves the uneducated. Remember, he told you that. He was talking to the people who voted for the shit. They're dumb asses. Now, those are people I will not help at all. I don't give a fuck how many GoFundMes they pop up. I'm not helping your ass do shit. You're stupid, and you need to stay stuck on stupid, but my money will not help you progress beyond that. Because what I know about people that voted for shit like this is they'd vote for it again. Because they voted for the marketing. They didn't care that it didn't make sense. Because remember, Trump fucked up our economy the first time. All of those government stimulus checks going out. How y'all think y'all got to inflation on the ways that you did? All that government spending when Trump was in office the first time. Trying to keep businesses afloat. Not small mom and pop businesses. Trying to keep the big businesses afloat. The big boys. You know? Yeah, you're right, JC. As long as liberals are suffering, they'll be content. The problem is liberals are not suffering as hard as conservatives are. That's the problem. Me personally, I love to watch Kentucky suffer, Kansas, Utah, Ohio. I love this shit. You're not going to see me cry at all about it. Inflation ain't down, Greg. You know what is down, Greg? You. Bye, beloved. I don't let nobody come in here that don't know facts. Bye, Greg. You've been blocked. See how fast I did that? Y'all see how fast I did that? Y'all need to learn to practice the same restraint in your own fucking life. Stop talking to MAGA. Don't waste your time. I don't waste any time talking to those people. They're ignorant and they stupid and they poor and they smell funny. So I don't waste any time on that. And I'm not going to waste any time on that. And you shouldn't either. What you need to be doing is joining together, having co-ops. So you can make sure that you and yours never go hungry. And anytime a conservative tries to get in your co-op, you say, fuck no. You need to go ask Trump for groceries, beloved. We're working together here. This is socialism over here. You don't do socialism. That's what you need to remind their ass of. And then when they say, no, we just mean government. We don't want nothing from government. Well, because you don't want nothing from government, you don't want nothing from us. The people are the government. See, people forget that shit. People are the government. We are the government. Not the people that we vote into office. Those people you vote into office still work for you. And they still need to do the things that you need. Not the things that their big money donors want. Problem is, the American public don't hold these people accountable and force them into doing what the fuck they supposed to do. But when I heard Trump make that statement at the rally, that Americans need to learn to adjust to a lower standard of living, that's a rich man talking. That's what the rich people are saying on those backdoor conversations that you don't get to see. That's what they're saying. They said Americans are going to have to get used to working more and having less. That's the other part of the conversation. You'll work more hours and make less money. Right? So that rich people can have more money. That's what it is. And the saddest part of this all is most Americans are going to lay down for this shit. Because you don't want to lose your couch and your fancy house and your fancy car. Let's just be honest. Most Americans are going to lay down for it because they would rather they want to be anywhere but on the bottom. So they'll do anything to keep oppressing the people that's on the bottom too. They ain't no different than the rich people in that regard. Right? Because God forbid they end up poor and on the bottom. I'm going to do anything I can to not be on the fucking bottom. So let me keep all them motherfuckers that's down there so I don't have to go down there. I'm going to tell you a news flash. You're already the fuck down there. You just got a nice car. But you down there too, boo. You poor just like them people that ain't even got a car. Ain't no difference. When the money start coming in for your ass too, you just like them motherfuckers that you trying to avoid being. You're them. You're just a couple of paychecks away from it. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. And Americans are so busy trying to pretend, oh no, I'm not like them. We got money over here. No, you don't, bitch. You got money every 2 weeks. So you ain't got money. Like the fuck? You ain't got money. Because you got it every 2 weeks. Corroborate, step your pussy up, beloved. You got 4 followers. With 4 followers, you've been blocked. With 4 followers, you should have never said nothing. Your typing caused my spidey senses to zoom in on your ass, which went block. So I blocked you. Sign in with your other account. But before you do, go find a wash rag and wash your neck. I told you, I don't play with MAGA. I don't play with them. They used to people trying to be nice and let's talk it out and see if we can meet middle ground. I don't want no middle ground. Fuck you. I hope you lose everything you got. I don't care. I hope you lose your farm, your house, your teeth. Well, you've already lost most of those. But you understand? I don't care. And they'll say, oh, that's not right. This, that, and the other. God's going to punish you. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. So now what? I'm sorry. I meant to back say I'm not a Christian. I'm a Buddhist. He ain't gonna punish me. He gonna punish you because you claim you was a Christian, but your ass ain't a Christian. You hate poor people. You hate helping the destitute and the downtrodden. So if anybody gonna get it, if you look at the word, you gonna get it way more than any fucking sinner because you knew better and you still chose the opposite. Man, get out of here. That's why I don't even listen to them with that shit. They fake religious too. They fake religious too. I told y'all, I don't listen to these people. They're all frauds and phonies. Now, let me stop for a second and say good morning to y'all, to you all. Happy Thursday. We almost at the end of this week. Now, 3 weeks from today, the subsidies for the ACA expire. You need to stay on the phone, calling your elected representatives' offices. You need to be emailing. You need to be calling. You can schedule emails to be sent out at certain times. Have an email go out to your elected representative offices every hour on the hour. Randy, I'm watching you because you look like a bot account, but I could be wrong. Oh, I think you're okay. All right. 5 calls app. What? I don't even understand what that means, Joe Bruce. But since you only got 58 followers, I blocked you. Because that tells me you're a bot, Joe. Bye, Joe. I don't feel okay, no problem, Randy. Randy, I just get so many bots come through. I'm hyper aware and I'm hypersensitive to it. I just watch it. I reported an account that spammed one of my videos with 8 comments back to back about another account. I reported it to TikTok. Guess what TikTok said? They don't violate community standards. But if I talk about Trump's ankles, I violate community standards because I'm a bully. Oh, and Kevin says the 5 calls app is about calling your representatives. Y'all need to download that app. Anything to make it easier for you to stay in contact with your representatives and let them fuckers know that they work for you, they don't work for us, that's a problem. You need to do it. Like, did y'all see Ellison told Trump that if he acquires CNN, he gonna change the entire lineup and make it more friendly? See, this is about rich people. They control what information you get when you buy into big media. They're saying the quiet part out loud. They don't care. Because they like, what the fuck you gonna do? Nothing. You gonna do shit. And they right. Because Americans haven't done shit. The app is called the 5 Calls app. The number 5 Calls app. Thank you too, child. I love you too. Now, I want to tell y'all something else. Let me stop for a second and say, if you could do me a favor while you're here, tap that like button because tapping is clapping. I appreciate it. It helps to boost the live. And then if you could hit that copy link button. You don't even have to send it to anybody, but copy link counts as a share. Thank you so much. That also helps to boost the live. Now, if you guys have friends who are immigrants, well, meaning friends, I don't even want to say immigrants because they're not trying to immigrate here. But say you have friends in other countries that travel to America, your government has changed something else. Trump is now requiring foreign terrorists. So if you want to tour America, if you want to come travel here from another country, you have to provide 5 years of social media history before you can enter the United States. Don't that sound like big government to you? The same party who told you they're against all big government, right? They're against all big government. They lied. They don't like big government when it comes to regulating companies and what rich people can and cannot do. That's what they don't like. They don't have no problem using government to regulate what you can do. They do that shit every day. Y'all be forgetting that. They regulate what you can do every day. But rich people, though, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Real shit. Rich people can do whatever they want in America because they pay your government for the protection to do it. Oh, he been killing Sonia. Trump killed tourism with the trade war. He just stick a fork in it. It's done. That's a wrap. Ain't nobody that pressed to come to America and check out America that I'm gonna give you 5 years of my fucking social media history for you to comb through. That's none of your fucking business. That's none of your business. But remember, Republicans told you, oh, Democrats would do this, or liberals. They want to control everything you think and everything you say. No, it was never liberals. It was always conservatives. Always. They're just really good at saying little snippets for the media. And they were really good about buying local broadcast stations all across America. Sinclair Media, I know you've heard of them. Sinclair Media, they love to push out a whole bunch of shit in their markets that's propaganda. Ain't nothing but propaganda, just to keep you entrenched and subservient to rich people. Well, Trump don't know nothing. You're right, Queen. Trump knows nothing about affordability because he's a rich guy. He can afford to buy whatever he wants. He don't have to care about affordability. That's y'all. That's me. This is why I told y'all to watch who you vote for. Elections have consequences. They do. But now, immigrants, if you want to come here, if you want to travel from another country and just visit, you ain't trying to live here. You just want to visit. They want 5 years of your social media history. Or you can't come here to visit. As if you are pining, as if you are shaking in your boots. You really got to visit America to come pay high-ass prices to vacation. Matt, go find a clue and your hairline, beloved. Bye, beloved. Get your time back. You bad built, beloved. I'm going to let you go. You got broad shoulders like a football player. I'm sorry. We like our women with small shoulders here. We don't like our ladies built like Marjorie Taylor Greene in this live. Okay? I told y'all I will block y'all. I don't have no problem blocking or booting you. You can even send the black ones. The black ones will get blocked faster than the white ones. Just so y'all know. Okay? All right? If you come in here talking white supremacy shit and your name is Jesus, you're going to get blocked. I deport faster than Trump. I don't do no due process. Trump don't do no due process, but he got that shit from me because I've been on the no due process train. I've been on that. I told y'all yesterday, I agree with Trump that he should stop all immigration. Yeah, I do. Because immigrants come to this country and so many of y'all want to be white adjacent. So many of y'all fall in line with white supremacy. So I figure you shouldn't be able to come here. Yep, I'm not joking about that part. Not at all. I mean it. Fuck it. If they're going to come here and embrace white supremacy, I don't fucking want you here. I don't need more enemies. So stay where the fuck you at. Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with it. I'm not joking. I meant it. I meant it. Yep, sure did. And I want them to be mad about it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know, I really don't care at all. What do I think that is? It's racism. See, people think that every black person loves black people. No. That's not true. It's a certain segment of the black population, especially Africans. I said what I said. Especially a lot of Africans who think that American blacks are trash. We don't know what we're doing. We're uneducated. Yep, exactly, JC. We all learn that as black people. Not all skin folk is your kinfolk. We know that. So we ain't tripping. We already know that. See, the black immigrants, any of you black immigrants coming from other countries, and you want to lie in bed with white supremacy, we'll let you lie in bed there. But when they eat your ass up, we gonna let your ass stay there and get ate up too. Fuck you mean? Our job ain't to save you. You came here on some wanting to be an enemy shit. Okay, well then, you laid in bed with the fucking enemy. Now the enemy eating your ass up. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. Get deported. I don't care. File this under shit I don't care about. I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not fucking sorry. See, a big part of how we got here, Bubba, you're doing misinformation. You've been blocked. Had to block Bubba too. It's not a misinformation for me to tell my opinion and the truth of what I see. That ain't misinformation. Like all those old Somalis in Minnesota. Can I say I'm laughing my ass off? That racism is on their ass in Minnesota like a fucking supervisor. Good. I hope that racism eats their ass up, and I want every one of them to get deported. Fuck them. Fuck them. They're going to learn a really tough lesson. America is not like the other countries. It's racist as fuck here. But they'll just lie to you and tell, oh no, America's not racist. That's what they'll tell your ass when you're not an American black. They'll say America not racist. The blacks are so sensitive though. And they're so lazy. That's what the system will tell you. And you'll fall in for that shit as an immigrant because you want to be different. You don't want to be seen as a lazy American black. And guess what? And the black folks, us American black people, we looking at you like, looking at our watches like, oh, it's just a matter of time before they show you who they are. Yeah, that's old Gumbalina Tim Scott. Did all that shucking and jive. We loves the president. Yes, we do. And didn't even get a damn job in the cabinet. Ciao. No problem, Shy. You get it. But it's a whole lot of black immigrants that got a lot of hate for black Americans. I don't understand that. Well, I understand why they do it because they're also caught up in colonialism, right? See, a lot of it's that shit, but it all goes back to racism, right? Oh, we're better than the American black because I'm from Africa. The fuck? America don't see you no different. You still black. And quiet as kept with your accent, they really don't like you. Hell, at least on the telephone, I can be whoever I want to be. They don't know who I am. But you, soon as you call, hello, they already know. And they already geared themselves up to deal with you. Yep. So you're absolutely right. They're oppressor sympathizers. I let them be. So when the oppressor eats their ass up, I don't give a fuck. Who cares? I don't care. Cry me a fucking river. That's why I say fuck them Somalis. I don't give a shit. I'm not helping them. Y'all, remember before the election, oh, we vote red. We're voting red up and down the ticket. Okay. Then you need to find you some conservatives that's going to keep you from getting deported. Because I don't give a fuck. I'm not stopping that train. Fuck you. Yep, it's not our job to care because they were warned. But nobody wanted to listen because everybody thought, oh, it's just sensitive ass black people. Okay, then you need to take your sensitive ass over to a detention center or on a plane and self-deport. Trump says he'll send you $1,000 if you self-deport. You should do it. He sure did, Justice. Trump said they complain too fucking much and they need to go back where they came from. I know that it's not all Africans, but it's a majority of them. That's the problem. That is the problem. Yep, Somalis voted hardcore red in groups. Fuck them. I don't care. Let them get deported. I don't give a shit. Go to another country and bring that shit there. Oh, they closed their borders too. Well, looky. Looks like you gotta stay where the fuck you don't want to stay. Oh, fucking well. I don't care. Fathers under shit I don't care about. Yeah, that insurance thing is coming to a head. The ACA, that's coming to a head. Because giving people $1,000, I'm going to tell you the biggest thing people should be concerned about. If the government is thinking about giving you money to pay your premiums, this was my question. Are you going to be taxed on that money like it's income? That's the question nobody's answering. Are you going to be taxed on that money as its income? Because then that ain't helping you either. It's still not going to help you. The government giving you money is not going to help you. You're right, Soul Princess. Birthright citizenship needs to go. And I agree with that. And I agree with thinking that you can just scroll through TikTok and just hop in any live and give your opinion. Got to go too. You've been blocked. I just wanted you to hear that on your way out the door. What Martin say? Don't let the doorknob hit ya, where the good Lord split ya. Yeah, I'm like, the fuck? I just wanted you to hear that part. And quiet as kept, I'm starting to agree with Trump on no birthright citizenship. I said what I said. Because immigrants come here and they want to be white adjacent. So no, your fucking babies don't get American citizenship. That's why I say stop birthright citizenship. Because immigrants need a fucking wake-up call. Stop coming here and laying in bed with racists. So since you want to, Monica girl, you can shut the fuck up with your 9 followers in your app. Bye, girl. You've been blocked. Monica got triggered. She must have an anchor baby. Well, I want to deport Monica and her anchor baby. Bye-bye. Y'all, I don't feel no sorrow. I don't feel no sorrow for y'all. Fuck y'all. You ain't feel no sorrow for my black ass and my people. Fuck you too. I don't care. I sincerely don't care. Real shit. Yeah, Queen, they act like we gotta be all or nothing. But I'm sitting here, I've been thinking about it. One of America's biggest problem is immigrants' love affair with white supremacy. That real shit. Immigrants in America have a love affair with white fucking supremacy. They immigrate here and like fall in love with fucking white supremacy and spend their entire time trying to prove to racists we're not like the American blacks. So then why should I give a fuck about what happens to you? I don't give a shit about birthright citizenship because I'm not an immigrant. So fuck it. Take the shit. Since y'all so busy wanting to be white adjacent, let Republicans fight for y'all to have birthright citizenship. I know it ain't all of y'all, Denise, but the problem is until it's felt, it don't stop. I got to keep it all the way a buck. Until people feel the pain that they're causing my people, nothing stops. So fuck it. Everybody need to catch the work. No more. That's it. Never say it ain't gonna happen. Let that girl cook. Never say it won't happen. Folks said a lot of things wouldn't happen and they happened. Remember that? Folks said a lot of things wouldn't happen and they happened. So you can't say it'll never happen. Real talk. Denise, you know what's so sad? We can speak to as many people as we want to educate them. Some people can't be educated. Some people can't. Yep, they said Project 2025 will happen. I did a video recently explaining about Project 2026. They're not done. And people ain't believe Project 2025, and they ain't going to believe in Project 2026 either. They're just not going to believe it. Because, especially if black people telling them about it, oh no, why would they listen to my black ass? But my black ass ain't going to be in a detention center. Okay, go ahead. Fuck it up. I don't care. I really don't care. Y'all got to understand how we got here. Some of how we got here is immigrants embracing white supremacy. See, I'm having a different conversation about immigration. It's not the, oh, anybody that don't look like me can't get in. That's not my conversation. My conversation is you let folks in and they immediately defer to what they think is a safe space, the comfort of white supremacy. Nah, fuck that. Then you can't come here. You can't come here. Yep. And the misogyny. Stay your ass where you at. You leave that shit in whatever country you're at. You say, can someone explain why they mad at us? Well, this is the best way this is the best way I can explain it to you. You would be mad at a group of people too, that no matter what you've done to oppress them, they're resilient. They persevere no matter what. Your ass would be mad too. You'd be mad too. When you watched, like, say, if you're a white supremacist, you'd be mad. Your people had a 400-year start and you still behind. You'd be mad about that shit. Because you don't understand. You figure somebody cooking the books. Ain't nobody cooking no books. That's not what it is. The problem is when you go hard on people and you work really hard to fuck with them, they get this thing called resilience where you can't stop them. They just learn different ways to pivot to still get to their end goal. They didn't want us to get educated. We created our own schools. We didn't care. They didn't want us living in their communities, so we started our own communities. And keep in mind, see, y'all forgot this part. They didn't start coming and living in black communities until they couldn't afford to live in the communities that they created for themselves. That's when they run to minority communities. They run to black communities, Hispanic communities, Asian communities, when they can no longer afford to live in the very communities they created for themselves. They get priced out of that shit. And that's when you get gentrification. Because those are the poor whites. They can't afford to live where the other whites are that have money. I'm just telling you, that's where you get that shit from. That's where you get it from. Okay, y'all saw all that drama on TikTok where the Chinese lady was talking about when she sees white people in H Mart, she give them the side eye. Have y'all seen that video and people talking about that? And I thought about it. I said, it's the same reaction I have when I live in an all black community and I start seeing white people. I have the same reaction. You know why? Because my thought is, oh, it's going to change the whole community. Because it does. It does. Because see, the first couple of white people probably is cool. The problem is, once other white folks see those first couple white people, eventually you always going to lead to a fucking Karen. Always. And that bitch is going to want to come into that community and change it so she can be more comfortable. Real shit. So she can be more comfortable. She don't give a fuck about your comfort, even though you were already comfortable. And then, then the prices go up. Because then, you know why they raise the prices? To push you out of the community that you created. Every time. That's what the fuck is happening. Every fucking time. Nobody wants to be honest and say how that shit happened. But that's how it happens. They're too poor to live in the white communities that they created. So then they just keep edging more and more out. Yep, DC is a great example. Southeast DC was not where white people lived. Poor white people, yeah, but by and large, it was really black people and Hispanics. Shit. Not now. South side of town got all types of white folks up and through there. Why? Because they couldn't afford to live in Northwest no more, Northeast no more. Southwest no more. So they ran their ass to Southeast now. To take over the whole fucking city, one block at a fucking time. Man, let me tell you something, Jamie. Nothing grinds my gears more than seeing a white person walk a dog at nighttime through the hood. Because you know what I say? The first thing I say is, there goes the neighborhood. And I know some people hear that and they go, what? That don't even make sense. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. If you black and you from these neighborhoods, you understand where I'm coming from. At nighttime, right. We like, oh, hell no. These motherfuckers walking dogs at night, they too comfortable. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta get the fuck out of here. That's what my black ass be thinking. I gotta get out of here. They too comfortable. Where the lie at? Where the lie at? Where the lie at? That's how we be thinking. Because if you at a point that you can walk a dog, when my black ass won't walk my dog at night in that neighborhood, but you doing it, oh shit, the neighborhood, there go the neighborhood gone. You understand? There go the neighborhood, it's done. I need to move because that means they taking over. If you're that comfortable to walk around at nighttime in the hood, you've already taken over that neighborhood and you know it. So I'm not safe here. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Because it won't be long before you be calling the cops on my black ass and I own property here. Bitch, I was here before you. But you done moved into the neighborhood, and because you moved in, you feel like you own the neighborhood. Yeah, fuck that. And I saw somebody say Malcolm X Park. That side of town, I remember 20, 30 years ago, not even wanting to go in Malcolm X Park during the day. Now these motherfuckers over there throwing festivals, walking around at nighttime. White people done took that neighborhood over. They done took that neighborhood over, okay? And that neighborhood mostly had black people and Hispanics. They done took that neighborhood over. And say it again, don't have a party, they calling the police. Bitch, what? We was doing house parties long before you moved over here. But now that you moved here, all of a sudden the community don't get to be the community no more because it make you uncomfortable. You see? This is why people of color don't like gentrification. See, nobody has a problem with other races living in their community. Because black people, we used to living amongst other people that may not look like us. Because you know why? We know, I'm going to tell you something that black people know intrinsically when you live in the hood. If you live in the hood and you know you poor and everybody around you poor, but you got white people in that neighborhood, Asian people in the neighborhood, they poor too. Yeah, everybody poor in that neighborhood. Everybody. Yeah. Everybody in the neighborhood fucking poor. Each and every person. That's what we do know. But we also know as soon as some of y'all get y'all fucking money up, y'all like, bye community. Bye. All of a sudden y'all act like y'all don't even know black people at any moment. But when you first immigrated here, you were all up in black communities with black friends, black people showing you how to do shit, protecting over you, bringing you along with them, making sure people don't treat you like shit. And then when you get your fucking money up, you act just like the very oppressors that was talking shit about you when you first got off the fucking boat. I don't be forgetting about that shit. Yeah, I can see that, Santana. That gentrification is their way to keep another Black Wall Street from happening. I could see that. I could see that. Daddy Long Legs, I would buy into saying y'all fake, but you're using a fake profile, so I blocked you. You got to come in more quiet than that. You can't come in all loud in my lives. I don't allow it. This is the Republic of me. So if you say some shit I don't like, I'm just like Donald Trump. I get all petty, vindictive and shit. Then I kick you out. So you don't want to deal with me acting like Trump. Watch your mouth. I done told y'all I'm not a nice person. And y'all keep coming in here talking, popping shit and everything. I done told you. I'm way more deplorable than this motherfucker when it comes to being petty. Y'all so triggered by me telling the truth. Real shit. You're triggered by the truth, but you need to hear it. This is why I kept saying to white people before the election, if you're against racism, you're going to have to be loud about being against it. You can't just be like, well, I'm not a racist. That's not enough. That's not enough. Because racism is not always loud. Sometimes racism is very quiet, and you have to shut your fucking mouth so you can see it. Real shit. You say you see the economic report that 104,600 is the new poverty line. I wouldn't believe that. Yeah, that's white people. I said that's white people. That's rich people doing that. Because understand, the rich people come in all colors. They white, they black, they Chinese, they Korean, they Japanese. They're all different types of colors and ethnicities when you start talking money. When you start talking money, color, the only color there is green. I'm just keeping it a buck to y'all. You say money only flows into black area when whites move on. Facts. I agree. I'm going to tell y'all something about, because we've been here about 10 years. About 10 years ago, we bought our house. Prior to buying the house, we was living in what you would call, I guess most people would call it the hood. Didn't feel like the hood. The rent was high as hell. You understand? It wasn't like we got cheap rent. Because I think a lot of people think hood equals cheap living. Not necessarily so. Back in the day, it did, like in the 80s and 90s, yeah. Since then, that ain't the case, right? But the rent was high as fuck, but we was living in the hood, right? I remember the corner store in my hood, long before Amazon had lock boxes at the grocery store to deliver your packages. My local hood convenience store was already accepting folks' Amazon packages for a nominal fee. They was already doing that. They had been did that. See, the hood is very innovative. The hood is extremely innovative. And you wouldn't know that if you ain't in the hood. But the hood is innovative. The hood is always doing shit before everybody else. Somebody else just sees it and monetizes on it. But the hood is always more innovative. Because guess what? When you don't have money, you have to be smart. You have to figure out other ways to make shit happen. Say it again. Struggle creates innovation. Yep. Back in the day, we had bootleg cabs. We had Uber and Lyft long before Uber and Lyft even existed. In the hood. You could go to the grocery store, walk right out. It'd be a whole bunch of dudes outside in their own personal vehicles, picking folks up. And you say to them, hey, this is where I need to go. They'll tell you how much they're going to charge you. You can negotiate, hop in the car and go where you got to go. I remember them days. Because for a lot of us, we didn't want to take a regular cab because cabs could be too expensive. See, I grew up in D.C., right? I'm born and bred in D.C. I used to go my mom used to go grocery shopping at the Safeway at Heckinger fucking Mall. Any local people in here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And when you would go grocery shopping in that Safeway at Heckinger Mall, all them dudes would be right outside in the front in their cars, waiting to pick folks up if they needed rides to places, and you could negotiate the costs. Stop playing with me. The hood did that shit. That was the fucking hood who created that. Oh, you a DC native? Hey! See, people don't be believing me when I say it, but I do say everything. When my mama not around. In the house, I couldn't say that. Yeah, the cabs were creepy. Regular cabs were creepy. I did feel more safe in them fucking dollar cabs and them cheap cabs. Because if those guys in the cheap cabs did any creepy shit, everybody in the community was going to know. That meant that nobody would ever take rides with them again. So it was to their benefit to act like they had some fucking sense. Stop playing with me. The hood believes in ingenuity. Okay? The hood already had eBay long before there was an eBay. Because there was a hustle man that would come through your neighborhood and say, this is what I got. Whoever willing to pay, either to buy it off of that, the hustle man fast enough to get it from him before anybody else could get it, or who willing to pay the most gonna get it from the hustle man. I don't know what y'all talking about. The hood is extremely innovative. Just racism will make you think that people in the hood are stupid. No, they not. Shit, in the hood, way back in the day, long before the food trucks happened, we had ice cream trucks that sold hot dogs, hamburgers, nachos, ice cream, hats, gloves. Like what? It was a rolling store. That was through the hood long before a fucking food truck. What? The hood was already doing that. Say it again, with music. The hood was already doing that. If we didn't have corner stores in our neighborhoods, guess what we had? A candy lady. A candy lady. You would stop by her house on the way to school or on the way home from school because the candy lady wouldn't let you in during the day because you're supposed to be having your raggedy ass at school. So you couldn't get in the candy lady's place during the day. Only before school and after school. I remember the candy lady because every neighborhood had a fucking candy lady. That's the hood. See, I don't sit there and let rich people make me think that being poor means you're stupid, you're worthless. It don't mean none of that. Most of the smartest people I knew, most of the most brilliant people I knew were poor people. Because you had to have some way to get the things that you wanted or liked, but you didn't have the money. So you had to have the smarts to create things. Somewhere along the way, folks, so many of you, when you started making money, I said all of that to bring us to this end point. So many of you forgot about that shit. You got bougie. You got, as they call, high acidity. Okay? You need to remember where you came from. Man, I remember a rent party. Don't play with me. Y'all motherfuckers go on GoFundMe. Back then, folks had rent party when the rent was due and they ain't had the money. Fuck you, mean. They had a rent party. Their friends would bring a couple of trays of food, so people could eat on that shit. And people everybody pay a nominal fee to get into the party. And you know where the money is going. You don't care because we all helping each other. Like what? Somewhere along the way, y'all forgot about all of that shit. And you bought into trying to cosplay as rich people. Ain't nothing wrong with being working class. Nothing. But you've let rich people shame you into that shit. You trying to be rich people and rich people trying to be you. Real talk. They trying to be you with a sense of community, a sense of family. They don't have none of that. All they got is money. That's it. Just money. That don't mean they're happy. Most of them are miserable as fuck. Most of them are miserable. And they're looking at your broke ass going, what the fuck are you so happy about? And you know what you think? Why wouldn't I be happy? Money is only one facet of your life. It doesn't define who you are as a person. It doesn't define your worth. On paper, to rich people it does. But I grew up poor as hell. And I still didn't know I was poor till I got to high school. That's when I found out I was poor. When I was in high school. No bullshit. That's when I found out I was poor. In high school. I was reading an article in People magazine. And they described the neighborhood I lived in as a ghetto. I was like, I live in the ghetto. Because there were a whole bunch of homeowners in my ghetto. Like they own their homes. You feel me? So I was confused. Like the apartment building we lived in, it was owned by a black man. But yet, it was the ghetto. I was like, wow, I had no idea I was poor. Like I knew that my family couldn't afford certain things. But shit, a whole bunch of people around me couldn't afford certain things. That's just how it was. I ain't got no shame in not being able to afford certain things. It's a whole lot of things I can't afford. I still won't even buy. Yep. Somebody said, do you remember when the doctor, the lawyers, the teachers, everybody lived in the same? I do. And the police. I remember when the police lived in the very neighborhoods that they also policed. I remember the cops stopping in my neighborhood. See, if you from DC, I remember the cops stopping all the time when we were little kids, giving us Redskin trading cards. Yep. Because they had that officer friendly initiative. And the cops would stop by, talk to us, play with us outside. The cops would visit our schools with that thing called the side-by-side band. And DMV folks remember, if you're old enough. And the side-by-side band were police officers. And they would come to our school and they would play go-go. I still remember that shit. That's back when officers had a relationship with communities. They would walk the beat, but you would see them consistently. So you would know these officers. Hey, Officer Jones. If you hook school, you literally had to hide in somebody's house. Cause somebody that was somebody go know your family and sit you out that you didn't take your punk ass to school. Cause see, the community raised children, not just your mama and your daddy. I'm telling you, cause I remember playing hooky in 7th grade and we had to hide out in my friend's house all fucking day. And it was all good till our mama got off work early and caught our ass. Jesus. See, y'all don't know nothing about that. That's how it was back then. That's how it was. And I don't want people to say, well, it stopped because the family broke up. That's not why. That's not why. My parents got divorced when I was very young. And so it was just my mama, me, and my brother. There were a whole lot of households that didn't have a mama and daddy, but they had a mother or father that were very active in raising their children. My mother was very active in raising her children. And she didn't have to be around for us to act like we had some sense. You know why? Because the last thing we wanted is for somebody to call our fucking mother. And now mama got to come off her job and come up to the school. Oh no. Not if we wanted to keep breathing. We knew enough not to go there. Okay? I know y'all remember them days. Hell, I still remember in 4th grade, this boy was cutting up and they called his mama and his mama came up to the school and whooped his ass in front of the whole class. I still remember that. And I didn't even get a spanking. I still remember that shit. And I didn't even get spanked. He did. He did. I remember them days. The last thing you ever wanted was your parents to come up to that fucking school because you was acting a damn fool. What? Psh. You done made your mama and your daddy come off that good paying job because your ass don't know how to act? Yeah, they not having that. That's what it used to be. Parents need to raise their fucking kids. Problem is, so many parents now want to be their child's friend. I'm a friend. I'm a friend. You know what my mother used to tell me? I got friends. I don't need no new fucking friends. My mama used to hit that shit. My mother say, I got friends. I don't need your friendship. Ain't a damn thing you could do for me as my friend. You ain't got no car. You ain't got no license. And you ain't got no money. You ain't no friend of mine. Shit. My mother was like, no, ma'am. We don't do that shit up in here. Yeah, government. See, you say government stop parents from whooping their children. Not in my house. Shit. Not in my house. Listen, I'm going to tell you this story as I wrap up this morning. I've told this before, but I told you in a lot of black households, they don't give a fuck about the law. You understand? They don't give a fuck about the law, right? One time, see, this was way back in the day, right? Long before call waiting. See, y'all got call waiting now. You be on the phone and somebody call you, you hear the line click, you click over. We didn't have that back in the day. It was just one single line. My mama told me, bring your ass home from school, do your fucking homework. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do that shit, whatever. But of course, I decided to get on the phone with my girlfriend and be running my fucking mouth. Just a flip, 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 just talking my ass off. But apparently my mama kept trying to call the house. and the line was busy, which meant I was on the phone. So my mother called the operator and had the operator bust through the line and tell me to get my ass off the phone. So I did. When I got off the phone, my mama called. She said, I told you not to have your ass on that fucking phone. When I get home, I'm going to tear your ass up. I was like, oh shit. So I called the police. I called the police. I said, fuck that shit. I'm not getting no ass whooping today. Police, yes. My mother says she's going to beat me when she gets home. Please help me. Please. Someone help me. Well, those bastards didn't show up. Mama made it home way before the police even came to that house. And she told my ass up. You heard me. Okay? She told my ass up. Okay? Then I ate my dinner, took my shower, and I went to bed. Later on that night, a knock at the door. The police department. Because they got a call that a child was being abused. And they wanted to check in the welfare of this child and make sure they was okay. My mother was like, what? Abuse? Ain't nobody fucking abusing her. I whooped her ass because I told her not to get on the fucking phone. My mother said, bring your ass out here and show these people you still alive. So I had to walk out of my bedroom, had on my nightgown with my robe. Yup. Only 20 hours later, and just stand there looking like a dipshit, you know, my head down and shit. Mama like, see, there she go right there. She ain't fucking dead, but I did whoop her ass and I'll whoop her ass again. Because I got rules in here. Damn. So I was like, fuck. I wasn't going to tell my mama I called the police. What? I got another spanking. Wasn't doing that shit. But she thought the neighbor downstairs called. So when the police left, she went downstairs and knocked on that lady door and cussed that poor lady out. The lady never opened the door. But I ain't tell my mama till I was long after an adult where I was like, listen, that one time you went down there and cussed that old lady out, I was the one who had called the cops on you. She was like, girl, I was going to whoop that woman's ass. I'm like, I know, but it was an L I was willing to allow her to take because I was trying to avoid getting a spanking. And it didn't work. So I say all that to say black people don't give a shit about what the law say. They don't give a shit. They'll whoop your ass in front of the cops and be like, I'm going to whoop her ass, and when I'm done, you can lock me up. But she going to get her ass whooped today. Black families don't care. What? No, my mother wasn't really into smacking. She didn't like to smack. That wasn't her thing. But spanking? Oh, yeah, she'll wear that ass out. She will wear that ass out. You heard me. You heard me. My mother was so good at her job of discipline that all my mama had, if we was cutting up and my mama went like this, we already knew what that meant. She didn't have to say shit. You understand? She didn't have to say nothing. The look was enough. Y'all seen that look before. Y'all seen that look before. Not my mother used to say, I'll call the cops for you. Listen, y'all seen that look. That look say, I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying that I won't whoop your ass out here in this store in front of all these fucking people. That's what kind of mama I had. So you can act out when you outside if you want to. She gonna act out too. That's how my mother was. She was like, oh, we just gonna act out together. So I never did that shit. And I never forgot when my mama told me, I need you to remember something. You will never be better than me on my worst day. I'm going to say it again. My mama said, you will never be better than me on my worst day. At that point, I just stopped trying to run game on her. I just said, fuck it. Like, fuck it. I can't win. Fuck it. I ain't gonna even sit up here and lie. I was scared of my mama all the way up until she died. I didn't curse around my mother. I had respect. My mother didn't allow those types of things. It's certain things I couldn't do. And I was okay with that. Because even at this age now with my own children, I'm like, you're not doing that shit around me. Cut it out. I'm not one of your, look, we've all heard it. I'm not one of your little friends. Not one of your little friends. So don't think you're going to go there with me. I find myself doing the same thing my mama did. Because you need that line so that your children understand, yeah, I can be friendly, but I'm not your girlfriend. There's a difference. Okay? There's a difference. Now today, listen, I want you to call your elected officials. Please call these people today. Please email these people today. You need insurance. You say you were scared of your mom too. Listen, if you were raised right, you were. I remember one time my mother called my father over to give my brother a spanking, and my father came out the room crying after giving my brother a spanking. And my mother got mad. She said, "Your punk ass," and she took the belt from my daddy. Because my parents got divorced when we were young. And then my mother went in there and gave my brother another spanking. Because she felt like it was no way my father could have spanked my brother properly if my father was crying too. Because my mother did not cry when she gave us spanking. Oh, you were way more scared of your dad. No, see, my dad was laid back, but my mama was hardcore. She didn't fucking play. You understand? And she could always sense when you were up to shenanigans. That's why I said, when my mama said, "I'm better than you" on my worst day, I believed it and just fell in fucking line. Because she would always fucking catch me. I used to be like, it's like this motherfucker got eyes in the back of her head. I felt like my mama should have been recruited by the FBI. That's how good she was. I was like, how does she know? How does she know? It got to a point I just wouldn't even do nothing. Like, hey, yo, no, I'm not doing that shit. Why? My mother will find out and wear my ass out. Man, she'll never know. Trust me, my mother will know. My mother literally could have a conversation with me. Did you do it? And just look at me. I'm like, I did it. I don't know what it was about that woman. She could break me like nobody's business. She could have been in the FBI or CIA because she wouldn't have had to waterboard not nobody. Not nobody. She's just really good at knowing how to keep a motherfucker in line. Yeah, black mamas is good. Black mamas would have been great FBI agents. If the FBI want to figure out crimes, hire black mamas. A fucking black mama won't stop until she figures out what the fuck is going on. I know, listen, let me tell you something. Let something go off in this house. I am on a mission till I figure it out. Everybody else may have forgotten it happened, not my black ass. I'm around this joint like, nah, fuck that. Who ate that last biscuit and won't tell the truth about it? Like, I'm going to dig in the trash cans. Listen, don't play with me. I'm too gonna be in your face. You eat that last biscuit. Did you eat the last biscuit? That's me. So yeah, that's what black mamas do. Y'all know how black mamas do. Listen, I love y'all for joining me this morning. If you like this conversation this morning, check out my podcast, the Straight No Chaser podcast. I put up a new episode yesterday, 7:00 p.m. You can find my podcast in my profile. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Patreon. It's a free podcast. I talk about the United States of upsell and how your country has upsold you and they do all these microtransactions against you and you don't even realize it. Your entire life is a life of microtransactions and how it don't have to be that way, but it's that way on purpose. Do you understand? Check out that podcast. I know you'll love to listen. Those of you on Patreon, we are going to do an uncensored show after this on Patreon because there's certain things we can't talk about here on TikTok. Plus, we do video. We do audio. We just have a really great conversation. So we are going to have a conversation this morning because I got some stuff to show y'all, honey, that I ran into the other day. And I'm just like, America is so ghetto that I don't even know no other way to say it except this country is just fucking ghetto. It's ghetto. It smell funny. The people are shaped they all bad built. Not everybody, but it's a lot of bad built ass people in America. It's just a lot of shit. A whole lot of shit. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of dealing with the same thing over and over again. Don't also forget to check out on Saturday. I do bread baking Saturdays. Where we hold conversation and we just chat while we're cooking. I still haven't figured out what bread I'm going to make on Saturday, but I'll figure it out before Saturday, what treat I'm going to make on Saturday. But I'll be online Saturday morning, probably around, I got to drop the kid off. So I would say about 8:30 in the morning. Yep. And it is a felon that lives on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Don't forget about that part. I also don't want you to forget. Don't forget, y'all asked me for it and I did it. I have created a cookbook, holiday food for grown folks. Okay. So all this food you see on this cover is food I cooked. I am not a chef. I just cook and create food for my family. These Big Back biscuits, we made those a couple of weeks ago on live. These are some good ass biscuits. The honey butter chicken, made that for Thanksgiving. The crispy, spicy pork belly, that's mine. You can make that at home too. That's easy to make. That ain't hard to make. This up here, Dutch apple pie. We made that on live, last week? Because it was Thanksgiving or 2 weeks ago or something like that. We made that live on that. If you want to make food that's going to fill you up, keep you going, check out this holiday food for grown folks cookbook. You can find it. Click the link in my profile. It'll take you to my website. There's a store link there and you'll see it there. Okay? Listen, I love you all. Thank you for the 145,000 likes this morning. Thank you so much for the over 300 shares this morning. Call your elected representatives. Email your elected representative. I'm going to stay on your ass until you do it. I told y'all, ain't no Captain America coming to save America. We are Captain America. Okay? We have to do it. Thank you, David. Okay, David, just send me an email at info@straightfactsnofilter.com. And I'll check it out. We can go from there. Thank you all so much. Before I wrap up, I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters. Number 1, Miss Stacy D. Hey, beautiful. Number 2, beautiful Regina Michelle. Thank you, beautiful. Number 3, Miss Beautiful Kim. Thank you, beautiful. Number 4, handsome Cedric. Thank you so much, handsome. Number 5, handsome Russ Nelson. Thank you. Thank you, handsome. And a special shout out to beautiful Melanie coming in at number 6. Thank you so much, beautiful. I appreciate each and every one of you being here today. I'll be back here live at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok. We're going to get started over on Patreon in a few seconds. I'm just going to heat up my coffee real quick, Patreon folks. Listen, I'm going to remind you of this. Don't let nobody live rent-free in your head, folks. Don't feed no trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Thank you all. I appreciate you being here. I love you. And I'll see you all on Patreon in a few moments. Have a great, beautiful, and blessed